Hey everyone, Aaron Lally from Vest Energy. Today we're going to cover the 5 key objections that you'll receive when discussing battery storage. Whether you're a solar installer or whether you're a business trying to install battery storage on site, these are the 5 key hurdles you're going to have to overcome to get confidence in investing in battery storage. The first challenge you normally get when you discuss battery storage is people talk about how high the upfront cost is for installing a battery storage unit. That's no longer the case. If you looked at battery storage 2 to 3 years ago, the price today of the same unit will be over 300% lower than the price you reviewed a couple of years ago. We also have now seen a large number of new revenue services become available to battery storage installed for businesses. So the business case is significantly improved. We're seeing batteries pay back between 12 and 36 months, so between 1 and 3 years after investment. These assets are 20-year assets, so if you're receiving your money back within 1 to 3 years, you have 17 to 19 years of free profit for your business. Alongside battery storage prices falling significantly, we now see a range of financing options available for battery storage units, whether it's a lease or loan facility or whether it's a PPA structure for a battery, which is something we provide at Vest. We're now seeing customers experience day one savings whilst deferring the cost of battery storage over a 5, 10, 15-year lifetime. The second objection we normally see are customers say, I don't know what size battery storage unit I need, or how do I design that battery storage unit? There's a range of different inputs which need to be taken into account when designing your battery storage unit for your business. You've got to consider grid connection, existing renewable generation, any new renewable generation you'll be placing on site, any bill costs you see, non-commodity charges, how your energy supply contract is being structured. There's a range of things, and as soon as you start to discuss these, you open up a range of different issues for businesses. What Vest do is we simplify this whole process. We take all of these parameters from you, and then we place them into our proprietary model. We then run that through this design function and come back to you with the exact specification required for your site based on your individual site consumption, bill pricing, and other technical parameters. The third issue is a lot of customers do not understand what a battery storage unit is and how it can save them money. There needs to be a real focus on education. How do you do that? You can do that by keeping it simple and explaining that battery storage units import electricity at certain times and export it at certain times based on site requirements. You can share case studies which show how much money customers who've implemented battery storage units have generated previously. The third challenge we normally see is around education. How do we understand as a business what this battery storage unit will do for us and how much money it'll be making, whilst also assessing the risks like fire and business interruption? It's all possible to do because initially we see a lot of customers who don't understand how batteries work. We propose keeping it simple and educating businesses on how battery storage import and export, both to site and the grid, to make money for the business that installs it. We also then recommend focusing on case studies and showing businesses how comparable businesses have installed battery storage unit and monetized that asset over the last couple of years and reaped great returns. Finally, we then recommend running a site-by-site revenue forecast and technical appraisal, which will then show the business on each site how much money that site would save installing a battery storage unit and what the overall return on investment for that asset will look like. The fourth challenge we get is around regulation. Will the regulation change? How will it change? And will that affect the returns from a battery storage unit if a business looks to install it? So firstly, I'd say the regulatory environment is becoming increasingly positive for battery storage for businesses. The government and Ofgem are both trying to encourage businesses to flex their demand up and down at certain times to reduce the stress on the UK electricity grid. The amount that National Grid pay for that flexibility will increase over time. So if your business is a first mover and installs a battery storage unit, you're going to reap the first mover advantage and profitability by being one of the first businesses to be able to load shift your consumption from certain periods and flex your demand up and down. We also see a lot of customers come to us and ask about the regulatory risk about grid connections. What we're seeing in the market currently is grid connections are increasingly tough for businesses to receive. Installing a battery storage unit, particularly DC coupling that battery storage unit with solar installations or electric vehicle charging installations, is becoming an increasingly viable route for businesses who are looking to not wait a long time to connect this capacity to the grid or pay a large network upgrade fee to allow that connection to take place. The fifth challenge is managing expectations internally within the businesses who are installing battery storage. Battery storage isn't going to eliminate your electricity bills. You're also not going to be able to, on most sites, install solar and battery storage and use no grid energy. You will always be pulling energy from the grid, at least in the near term. What battery storage does do, however, is allows you to reduce your bill and your reliance on the grid by having on-site infrastructure which can supply you with energy instead of pulling power from the grid. It also allows you to become increasingly independent from the grid by allowing you to have on-site infrastructure for if the grid goes down for any reason, you're able to continue to run your business in a sustainable way. Why are these challenges worth overcoming as a business? It means more revenue, firstly. If you're not paying as much on your electricity bill, the costs for your business will be drastically reduced. That means that you'll make more profit on the existing goods you're selling. It'll allow you to have greener energy for your business, which will help you hit your net zero goals. It'll also allow you to overcome any grid constraints you're seeing as you're trying to electrify your site. Battery storage is a key component for this. How can Vest Energy help you? 3 different ways. Firstly, we can provide you cutting-edge battery storage technology at a reasonable cost against the rest of the market. Secondly, we can help you pre-installation and post-installation to understand your battery storage unit, upskill you on support and training, and also help run your battery storage asset once it's operational. Finally, we can provide real-world support which will help you understand internally through case studies and business case analysis of your individual site how much money you will make by installing a battery storage unit. So what's the next move? The next move is to overcome your electricity bill challenges by installing a battery storage unit and moving your site to net zero. I'm Aaron Lally. Thanks for watching. Let's power the future together.